Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. Oh, man, let me tell you something about that General Hospital. I've been watching this show on and off for years, and lately it's got me shaking my head and chuckling at the same time. You know how it is with those soaps? They pull you right in like family drama at Thanksgiving dinner. I remember when Willow first came on the screen. She was the sweet one, the good girl, the real hero type, the kind of woman you trust with your own kids. Guy no on through and through, as they say. But boy, have things changed. These days, that girl has gone full guy who, and I mean bad. She'll do just about anything to get what she wants, and she keeps saying the same line over and over. I'll do anything for my children. Well, bless her heart. We've all heard that one so many times we could say it in our sleep. What gets me the most is how her mama, Nina, keeps making excuses and covering up for her. Instead of sitting that girl down and saying, honey, this ain't right, Nina's right there helping her stir up more trouble. Willow stabbed Drew with a needle, and then Nina turns around and uses the same trick on Brennan. Lord have mercy. That Brennan fellow looks like bad news walking. Something tells me he's not the type to just forgive and forget. Those two ladies are playing with fire, and I'm afraid a storm's coming their way. Now, I get it. Willow loves her babies, Wiley and little Amelia. She wants custody more than anything. But let me tell you straight from the heart that don't give her a free pass for all the terrible things she's done. Stalking those kids, running poor Sasha, and that sweet little Daisy Clean out of town, that's cold. Then she shoots Drew twice, tries to pin it on Michael, and tops it off by drugging the man so he ends up paralyzed. That's not love. That's crossing lines nobody should cross. I sit there in my chair some evenings watching all this unfold, and I just think, girl, what happened to you? She used to be the one we rooted for. Now she's making choices that hurt so many people around her, and I keep wondering when it's all going to catch up to her and Nina. Soap operas sure know how to keep us coming back, don't they? They remind us that even the sweetest folks can lose their way when love turns desperate. I'll keep watching, that's for sure. How about you folks? You feeling the same way about Willow these days? Oh, let me tell you, the deeper this storyline goes, the more it just tugs at my heartstrings. We can't forget that Willow was actually willing to blackmail her own flesh and blood mama. Her very own mother, the one person who stood by her through every single bit of this mess, showing real loyalty day in and day out. And what does Willow do? She turns around and tries to squeeze her for all she's worth, just to get what she wants. It's the kind of thing that makes you sit back in your chair and wonder out loud, Lord, how did we get here? Nina Reeves has been nothing but forgiving. She doesn't blame Willow one bit, not even for that blackmail. But between you and me, I think she ought to. She should have put her foot down a long time ago and said, honey, this has gone far enough. Instead, Nina keeps making excuses, covering things up, and protecting her daughter like she's still that innocent little girl from years ago. I reckon a mother's love can be a powerful thing, but sometimes it blinds you to the truth, staring you right in the face. Poor Nina sure has had the worst luck when it comes to her daughters. First, there was Nell Benson. That girl was trouble wrapped up in a pretty package. She caused so much heartache and chaos. And the saddest part of all, Nina never even got the chance to be her real mother. She only discovered the truth about Nell after the girl was already gone forever. Can you imagine that kind of pain? Finding out you had a daughter, only to lose her before you could ever hold her, love her, or try to guide her. That kind of wound doesn't heal easy. It stays with a woman, deep down, and makes her scared of losing anyone else. I think that's exactly why Nina is so quick to overlook all of Willow's faults now. She's holding on tight because she doesn't want history to repeat itself. Even when Willow does things that would put most folks straight behind bars or maybe even in a psych ward for a good long stay, Nina's right there making excuses and helping sweep it under the rug. She's so afraid of being left alone again that she's willing to ignore how far her daughter has fallen. Watching all this unfold week after week, I keep thinking about my own family and how we've had our share of ups and downs. You love your kids no matter what, that's for sure. But there comes a point when love has to be tough, when you have to look them in the eye and say, this ain't right. And I won't stand by while you destroy yourself and everybody around you. Willow used to be the sweet one we all rooted for. Now she's lost her way so badly, and her mama's endless forgiveness is only making the road darker. These soap stories sure do make you think about real life, don't they? They show you how complicated family can be, how one generation's pain can spill over into the next, and how sometimes the people who love us the most end up hurting us by not speaking up when they should. I'll keep watching, shaking my head, and hoping these ladies find their way back to the light before it's too late. Oh, let me tell you, this whole thing with Nina and Willow has me sitting in my chair some evenings just thinking long and hard about how complicated family love can be. Nina has grabbed onto this second chance with her daughter with everything she's got. It's not just a second chance, it feels like her very last opportunity to finally be a real mother to one of her girls. After all the years she missed and all the pain she carried, you can see it in her eyes. She's holding on tight because she's scared to death of waking up one morning and realizing it's all slipped away again. She's pouring every bit of her heart into Willow, making excuses when there shouldn't be any, covering up mistakes that most mothers would never dream of hiding, and standing beside her daughter, even when the girl is clearly heading for serious trouble. A mother's love like that is powerful, almost fierce, but sometimes that same love becomes blind. And right now I worry it's leading them both down a dark road. The sad truth is, if Nina isn't careful, Willow could very well end up in the same dangerous place that poor Nell did. Those two daughters of hers share some of that same wild, stubborn fire. Nell was trouble from the start, always stirring up chaos and pain wherever she went. Nina never even got the chance to hold her, guide her, or try to steer her right because she only learned the truth after Nell was already gone. That kind of regret stays with a woman for the rest of her life. It makes her desperate, and I reckon that's exactly why Nina keeps overlooking all the red flags with Willow. She's trying so hard not to lose another child that she's willing to ignore how far her daughter has fallen. In these long-running soap operas, characters like Willow, the ones who get so out of control and keep crossing every line, often get backed into a corner with no easy way out. The writers love to push them right to the edge until something has to give. Sure, there's always the hope of redemption. I'd love to see Willow wake up one day, look at all the hurt she's caused her children, Michael, Sasha, Drew, and even her own mama, and decide it's time to make things right. That would be the kind of story that leaves you feeling warm inside, like there's still goodness and second chances in this world. But let's be honest with each other, there's also a real chance the folks writing General Hospital might decide to take the harder road. They could end Willow's story the same way they did with Nell. I've seen it happen plenty of times on this show over the years. When a character becomes too dark and too dangerous to control, sometimes the only way out is a tragic exit. It always leaves you with a heavy heart, sitting there staring at the screen, wondering if that was really the only choice. From everything they're teasing lately, Willow isn't slowing down one bit. She's got more sneaky, underhanded moves and bad decisions coming our way. You can just feel the tension building, like a storm cloud hanging over Port Charles. So I'll keep tuning in every single week, same as I have for years, wondering what fresh trouble she's going to stir up next and whether real danger is waiting just around the corner for her and Nina both. At the end of the day, these stories hit me right in the chest because they remind me so much of real life. You love your kids with every breath you take, but sometimes that love needs a strong hand and a clear voice saying, "This has gone too far." I truly hope Nina finds the courage to guide Willow before it's too late. And I hope Willow remembers the good, kind woman she used to be and finds her way back to the light. These soap operas sure know how to keep our hearts invested, don't they? They make us laugh, cry, shake our heads, and come back for more. No matter how dark it gets, I still believe there's always room for a little hope and maybe one of those surprise twists we all love. I'll be right here watching with the rest of you, rooting for these ladies to find their way home.